In today's Gospel from Luke, the following is found in chapter 11, verse 46. You impose on people burdens hard to carry, but you yourselves do not lift a finger to touch them. Driving around town, you may see people on major corners begging for help. Are these the people camping on public land that bother some local politicians so much that they threaten to tear the camps down and punish residents before returning to their affluent neighborhoods? I thought about homeless people when Jesus told the Pharisees that you impose on people burdens hard to carry. Because our city council is considering two approaches to the issue of homelessness. One suggestion, hopefully abandoned, would be to disband unsightly encampments and fine residents if they refuse to move. The other calls for disbanding the encampments after helping residents find housing and counseling for mental health, substance abuse, or other problems. I know which approach Jesus would favor. After all, he himself was homeless. We know this because he told once he told some of his followers, the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. What if Jesus lived in one of those shacks or tents? Would we turn away from him as many of us do from homeless people? I'm ashamed to admit that I always check to make sure my car doors are locked when I come to a red light in the city, where someone comes and approaches my car with a sign and a handout. Unsightly men are a lot scarier than others that I've helped, like cute refugee kids or old friends with dementia. And knowing how to help the homeless is complicated. I've been advised that handing them a few dollars is generally unwise. You might be contributing to someone's addiction. It's far better to volunteer at a shelter under the guidance of people who know what they're doing. Even this can be uncomfortable if you live in a middle-class bubble. But Jesus tells us to lift one finger to touch them. There are ways to stay in your comfort zone and still do this. You can swing a hammer at a Habitat for Humanity build, or join your parish St. Vincent de Paul Society. You can even get creative, like the people who work at a local bakery in Edgewater. Every weekend they drop off leftover baked goods either at church or a homeless shelter to keep them from being thrown away. I don't want to imply that all homeless people are alike. I've discovered that homeless or poorly housed people seeking a better life are individuals just like the rest of us. They've just had a much more difficult life than those of us who grew up in stable homes. I marvel at how they cope with problems that would have defeated me, like domestic violence or caring for troubled children. Many juggle two horrible jobs just to stay afloat. Are there people in your neighborhood, your parish, who, while they may not be homeless, fit this description? So I return to the words of Jesus in Luke's Gospel. You impose on people burdens hard to carry, but you yourselves do not lift one finger to touch them. Heaven help us all. Amen.